Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue talking about Citi because I've been thinking about things since the official announcement of Citi Strata, and I think that there's a couple of things that could potentially be at play here with Citi. Now, we're going to call this the EnStratafication of Citi for reasons. It's come out in recent days that the Citi Strata Premier and Citi Prestige will see their cashback potential cut in July. That's going to be from a 1 cent per point down to 0.75 cents per point when cashing out for cash back or statement credits. Now, there are ways to get around this. If you attach your Citi Custom Cash and your Citi Double or your Citi Double Cash to the same pool of cards for thank you points earning, that those will allow for a full cash out of 1 cent per point. Now, something that's been interesting and hasn't been brought up that I've noticed is talking about other thank you point earning cards, that being like the AT&T All Access card or the new thank you points earning cards that are replacing the thank you point earning Sears Shop Your Way cards. Those are also thank you point earning cards that can cash out for cash back. It'll be interesting to see if there's follow-up to see if those cards can also be used for 1 cent per point cash outs for cash back, or if it's just going to be the double cash and the custom cash. And the custom cash is also another question overall, because I think that the custom cash at any given point over the next couple weeks, months, who knows, the custom cash could become rebranded as that rumored Citi Strata Select. There's a trademark for Citi Strata Select. Now, Citi is still supposed to be building a business thank you point earning card, and so it's still plausible that Select will be that business card. At any given time over the next couple of weeks, I'll be anywhere between 50% to 90% confident that Select is either going to be the business card or going to be a rebranding, if you will, much like Rewards Plus was rebranded to Strata, a rebranding of the Citi Custom Cash, where that 5% category of your choice is going to be still the main focus of the card, but it could potentially get some additional 3 times point earning capabilities to make the card a little bit, I don't know, juiced or something. And so Select is still out there, and I'm not sure if Select is going to be that business card or going to be that a rebadging for the custom cash. I say all that to say because it's also possible that Strata cards themselves are all going to see the 0.75 cent per point cash out for cash back. So custom caches right now are listed, but that may go away if custom caches become rebranded to Citi Strata Select, right? So there may be pretty soon Citi may be cutting back on your cash out capabilities for select branded cards. And potentially, like, other thank you point earning cards can still cash out at 1 cent per point. That is a valid question out there. If you attach like your All Access, your AT&T All Access, and your thank you point earning card that's going to replace the Sears card that earns thank you point, those remain on an island of themselves. And it could just be that you're going to have your cashback cards that is just going to be paired all the way down to double cash, and Strata cards. The Strata cards are going to be travel focused. If you want to cash out all of your points at 1 cent per point, you have to have a double cash and pull everything over the double cash for that capability. But if you don't have double cash, and I don't know why you go into the Citi ecosystem and not get a double cash, but people have their reasons, people have their strategies, people have their intentions, and who knows what multiple Strata Selects would look like if folks so choose to go down that path, if Citi so chose to go down that path. But the capability of cashing out and only being able to do so if you have the double cash sort of makes a certain amount of sense. Now, I said there was potential good news. I think that if Strata is going to be cutting back on your cash out capabilities with Strata Premier, potentially Strata, there's been no word on that, Strata Select, and if Strata Select is a rebranding of the custom cash, that there's going to be ample opportunity that if you hold the Strata Premier, you're going to be able to cash out in the portal, get a portal redemption valued at 1.25 cent per point. Citi's going to be taking on Chase there, where the Strata Premier will be taking on the Chase Sapphire Preferred much more directly, with your ability to utilize the portal, the travel portal from Citi, to get a guaranteed 1.25 cent per point cash out if you have the Citi Strata Premier. The same would hold true if you get the Citi Strata Elite, where the Strata Elite would be able to do the same as the Sapphire Reserve's 1.5 cent per point cash out in the portal alone. Now, I don't know if there's going to be any sort of copying of real-time rewards from US Bank. I don't know what Citi may or may not do there, but it stands to reason that if you're cutting back on your ability to cash out on Strata, that the focus will then turn to travel with Strata, and Strata is going to be the travel brand. So Strata Premier should be able to get an upgraded capability of cashing out at 1.25 cent per point in the portal. And Strata Elite would get the same 1.5 cent per point cash out as the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Now, why they can't be all things to all people and still cash out at 1 cent per point, man, I don't know. I don't know Citi's financial situation that well. I know that it wasn't great a couple of years ago. I know that Citi has been far more conservative than Chase over the years, and that going into this process, they've had better earning cards and a better earning ecosystem than Chase, but there was a certain amount of, we can do this, but we can't do other things. If they're going to go after other opportunities and take on Chase more directly, they may have to cut back on the ability to give you your full cash out for cash back. And so they're going to limit Strata to that with those capabilities. We still don't know what's going on with the other ThankYou point earning cards. Those may just become straight cashback cards, where like the ThankYou points associated there are cashback ThankYou points, and the double cash ThankYou points are cashback ThankYou points. And it'll operate like Capital One. So with Capital One, the cashback cards can cash out at 1 cent per point. But if you move your points, your cashback over to point earning cards, that's a one-way transfer where, you know, your Quicksilver cashback, your Saver cashback sent over to a Venture card, they become miles, but you can't cash out the miles at a penny per point. You can cash out the miles for half a penny per point for statement credit when doing cashback with a Venture card. So I think Citi's going to be taking that model, but giving you additional redemption capabilities in their portal to take on Chase. Again, this is all speculation, but I do think that the EnStratafication of Citi is in the name of competing with Chase directly in their portal, but also doing so clear-eyed enough that they can't be all things to all people. And so they're still going to offer relatively strong earning capability on their cards, especially if Select is a 5 times point earning card. And then maybe give it a couple of other 3x earning categories that don't overlap with Strata and don't overlap with Strata Premier. And who knows what happens with Strata Elite, right? They're still going to be very strong earning cards, and they're going to try to emphasize the ability to cash out by going through their portal because they want those commissions through the portal. And so they'll give you really strong cash out capability through the portal, but they're not going to be able to give you really strong cash out in case anything happens. And I think that would happen over time. Your ability to cash out with 1 cent per point with the double cash included will eventually get cut back. Also, maybe there could be further EnStratafication where over time there's just Strata Cash, and Strata Cash replaces the double cash. I don't know. But I just wanted to do a speculation station here where I just look a little bit further at Citi, look at some options that Citi may or may not be contemplating, and some things that may give you better earning capability, right, and better cash outs through their portal, but they're not going to give you that cashback option because they don't necessarily want you to cash out everything at 1 cent per point. But they will want you to go through their portal. Something I wanted to contemplate and explain out a little bit further here. But if you think I'm wrong, definitely let me know down in the comments. If you like what I do, hit the subscribe button down below, because that's going to do it for this one. If you want to support me here on YouTube, consider becoming a channel member. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, consider hitting the pinned comment down below. Check out the Stack Your Points podcast. We record here on Monday nights. We release the show on Wednesdays and Fridays. We do a live on Thursday evenings at 8:30 on Stack Your Points. I'll be simulcasting those lives as well, just to get it to as wide an audience as we can. Thank you so much for your time. You could have been anywhere else. You decided to stick around with me. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.